Today I'm going to be talking about my final project proposal titled Implementation of Continuous Testing on Joomla Application in the Jenkins Automated Build using a Pipeline Method. The first slide is the background of the final project. The use of Agile in the software development lifecycle is increasingly common in companies, especially companies engaged in technology. Based on a survey from Harvard Business Review, 44% of companies have implemented this method. Therefore, a testing method that is suitable for this Agile method is needed. The global continuous testing provider held in the first quarter of 2019 revealed that 20 out of 25 speakers state that they adopted continuous testing to support this Agile method. Continuous testing itself is testing that carried out continuously in a software development lifecycle. Continuous testing aims to reduce the waiting time for their feedback to developer. Today, developers dedicate about 20 to 40% time to debug. This means the time is spent on software debugging rather than being used to create a new feature. This can reduce the productivity. One method that supports this concept of continuous testing is the pipeline method. Pipeline method itself has several advantages, such as being able to do several jobs in one pipeline. In other words, some automation can be done in a parallel. Instead of building several jobs for each build, it is better if the build process can be done in a parallel. This also can shorten the testing process. Because the testing process can be done faster, feedback to developer can also be done faster. This can speed up the process of meeting business requirements as well, and also to increase the number of features released on the market. Let's go to the next slide. It's the problem statement. The first problem is if the developer changes the code. Manually testing is very time consuming because it has to repeat testing for all features. The second problem is the waiting time for the feedback to developer becomes longer when the testing is not carried out continuously. And the last one is when the test goes sequentially, it becomes less efficient because they have to wait for one process to finish and then can run the next process. The next one is the objective. The objective of making these final projects are to create continuous testing based on the Jenkins automated build. The second one is to streamline the testing process with the pipeline method that can run in parallel testing. And the last one is the implemented the scheduling testing. The next one is the final project contribution. I hope the addition of the final projects will contribute to developer. Implementation of the continuous testing system with this pipeline method can help developer to test efficiently and continuously. Other than that, the implementation of the pipeline method can also speed up the build in the test. The next one is literature review. The first one is software testing. Software testing is the process of checking whether the actual results match the expected result, and to ensure that the software system is free defect. Also, software testing helps identify error or requirements that are not met with the requirements. In addition, the next point is the automation testing. Automation testing means testing using an automation tools to run a series of the test case. Automation testing can also be done by entering the test data into the system that is being tested, and that will be comparing the expected result. The third one is the continuous testing. Continuous testing, it is a test conducted by scheduling automation tests that contain test cases that have been made. Continuous testing is done on the DevOps side, which can automate the application development process. Those tests are carried out repeatedly and can be scheduled according to needs. And the fourth is the pipeline method. The pipeline method is the method of the running tasks or several tasks at the same time in certain order. By using a multi-level test method and a cross-browser pipeline at the same time using the script that has been made, because it can be done parallel, the test process can be saved time and the scope of the testing process can be expanded. Moreover, the next point is the Jenkins. Jenkins is open source server automation written using the Java language program. Jenkins is one of the most popular tools in implementing continuous integration and continuous delivery. Jenkins is a server-based system. Build on the Jenkins can be done by committing to the version control system, Scheduling is also done in the Jenkins by setting it when it will create a jobs. The sixth is a Serenity. Serenity is an open source framework that helps write code to be more structured, more maintainable, and easy to read. The report result not only report the test result, but also what a feature have been tested. And the seventh is version control system. It is infrastructure that support the development of collaborative software development. Version control is also a tool for a change management of document, computer program, and other information collection. This change is usually marked by a number of certain signs, often called a revision number. And the last one is Chula. The Chula application is a website-based application used for project management and applying agile concept. Chula application is able to help provide convenience when preparing a project, whether it is project engaged making software or project event as well. The next one is final project methodology. The initial stage in the project of doing this final project is the study of literature. At this stage, the process of searching for literacy is related to continuous testing, automation testing, pipeline method, as well as literature of the Chula application system to support the application. And the second one is collecting data. At this stage, data collecting is carried out to obtain data and facts that will be used for input to the system to compile the test case automation testing and support application work. And the last one is design system. This design system I will explain it later on the next slide. This one is the design system. Data input for this testing is the test case. Test cases are components that are needed when the testing in the system. Test cases themselves are a collecting scenario that designed so that the system to be tested can meet the condition, standard, and functional properly. And test cases are most based on the perspective of end user. In this final project, an automation testing framework will be built using a Serenity. This one. In carrying the automation, Jenkins automation build is needed. Jenkins has a scheduling feature. This can support the continuous testing as well. The developer or QA will commit the automation code to a repository. Next, Jenkins will build the automation testing script that has been integrated before. The Jenkins script set to use the pipeline so that the desired job can be run in the one time. So if this is a success or failure, the QA or dev will receive a report. So this automation will be run again, based on the schedule that set before. This one is the structure of the automation. Based on the pic on the screen, it can be seen that the structure of the automation testing project is broadly divided into the three main parts of package. Those are this page package, step package, and the feature package. Page package is contain all the Selenium function, basically all the function and web element in the UI is placed in here. And the second one is the steps, contains mapping between step and feature file. And the last one is feature package. This is a file written by in a Jenkins language. Each step will be divided in given, when, then, and several annotation. The next one is the pipeline method. In here we can see that the UI testing, this is run by the pipeline method. It can be run in a Chrome and Firefox, and it is run in a one time, so it can save a lot of time. And the next one is the report. Serenity BDD will automatically generate the reports along with information on which scenario are error, which scenario are pending, and passing. Serenity provides a comprehensive report on the test and execution result, including step for each test and screen capture result as well. That's all from me. Thank you so much.